And we can go ahead and get started. All right, make sure I'm recording. Okay, we're good. Sorry if you guys hear my kid screaming in the background. She doesn't want to get her pajamas on, but anyway. All right, so first things first, I just wanted to make a little announcement. Actually, Stephanie wanted me to make a little announcement about, I don't know if you saw her post earlier today, but the new program launch that's happening in just about 2 weeks. It is, the program is called UV2, U version 2, and it is going to be a low impact, kind of a beginner dance program. It is, so that launch is actually on May 16th, and I would definitely start talking about it right now. Program launches are really big for your business if you start leveraging that. So what the program is going to be is there's going to be 6 workouts, super simple, easy to learn, and there's going to be a kids channel and an intensifier with music from the party hits of the 80s and 90s is what it says. It's Leandro who does the, what's it called? Brazil butt lift. So simple nutrition, it's not a strict diet. So this is for people who are kind of anti-exercise, people who are really out of shape, people who are have a really hard time starting and staying on track with a program, anyone who struggles a lot with, more higher intensity programs. This is going to be a really great option. So this is going to really help us expand our options, our network to be able to include people who aren't as, aren't really into fitness maybe. This is a great gateway into getting into fitness. So definitely start talking about that. It's going to be, you can definitely extend your reach for how many people you can help. So I would start looking into that. There should be a something in the Coach Online office that explains more about it. I haven't actually looked into it yet, but there should be something in the Coach Online office for resources if you want to look at that and find out what the whole program is all about. But anyway, all right, so let's dive into the call tonight. I wanted to talk about sharing your story and just kind of how to do it in a raw and vulnerable way and without being negative, even if you're talking about negative things. So let me go into my story. Some of you have heard it, some of you haven't, but my name's Emily. I have been a coach for 2 years now. When I first started, I actually started out as a challenger. I got started out with 21 Day Fix Challenge Pack in January of 2015. Starting out from a really young age, I struggled with my weight, with my eating habits. Growing up, I was really active as a kid. I did a lot of sports, and I basically ate everything I wanted to. My family didn't really have any idea what healthy or nutrition, no idea about any of that. So I grew up with cookies, cake. My mom loved to bake. And when I was in halfway through third grade, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. It was really a shock to all of us. He was really healthy, and then one day he just got diagnosed with cancer, and it was it was really, really hard for me personally, at, being in third grade and finding out that your dad has cancer is something that, I mean, nobody knows how to handle it. Kids at that age, cancer's like, people whisper about it, and it's something that you think, wow, well, you have cancer, then you're gonna die. And so I developed some really awful eating habits. I basically ate everything inside. I remember going, and after my parents went to bed, I would go like raid the cabinets, just eating everything in sight, and I couldn't sleep. I had really bad insomnia. I would stay up all night long because I was so worried, and I was so just freaked out that I thought my dad was going to die. And so fast forward, those eating habits kind of stayed with me my whole life. Fast forward, I continued to play sports, so my weight stayed pretty under control. But when I got to my junior year of high school, I tore my ACL. I was playing volleyball, and I tore my ACL. And at that point, I thought that I was getting a scholarship to go play college volleyball. So obviously that didn't happen after that, and it was a huge letdown. I worked really hard for an entire year to come back, and then the following year, my senior year, I tore my ACL again. And so I started gaining weight after that because I just, at that point, I couldn't exercise, I couldn't do all the things, but I was still eating the same way. I was still eating my feelings. I was still having the same issues that I had when I was a little kid. And then I went away to college, and my sophomore year of college, I had to move home because my mom was diagnosed with brain cancer, and terminal brain cancer. And so, I'm sorry if I tear up, but anyway, it was a really, really, really hard time in my life, and I completely quit taking care of myself. I was 20, had just turned 20. Sorry, I had just turned 21, actually, right after she was diagnosed, and I dropped out of college. My family, my dad and I had to basically take care of my mom 24 hours a day because she was on like home hospice care. And so then when after she passed away, I went into a really deep depression. My whole world was turned upside down, basically. And that lasted for probably 5 years almost, I just gained weight and gained weight and gained weight, and I ate all the time. I was really depressed. I didn't know what to do with myself, basically. Things started getting better. I was about 24. I met my husband, my now husband. I started getting emotionally better. I started coming out of that depression, but I did have a really hard time still with my eating habits, and I also didn't exercise at all. So I was very out of shape, very unhealthy, and I ended up, my husband and I got married. We have 2 daughters. When I was pregnant with my second daughter, one day there was a moment where I just realized that my kids were going to have those same exact unhealthy habits that I had, and they were going to grow up with the same problems that I didn't want them to struggle with their weight. I didn't want them to have those issues. And so I started thinking about what I was going to do about it. But none of the options that I came across seemed like they would be right for me. And so I actually, my coach, I met my coach, Amy, on a birth board on babycenter.com, and we connected through Instagram, and her son was the same age as my daughter. And about, I don't know, probably 7 weeks after we had our kids, she signed up as a coach. And I was watching her Instagram, and I was watching her have this amazing transformation. And I just over and over thought, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? And then one day I just snapped and I messaged her and I said, I want to do this. So I signed up, and my very first month, my very first challenge group, I lost 21 pounds in my first 21-day fix. Basically I jumped in 100%. So I said, I'm doing 2 full months and I'm not going to cheat. Not a single cheat, 2 full months. My first 3 months of 21-day fix, not 3 months, 3 rounds of 21-day fix, I lost 45 pounds. And a shit ton of inches. Sorry, excuse my language. There's kids on this call. Can you guys hear me? I think my internet might be freezing. No. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? Anyone? My internet crapped out. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, so the reason that I'm sharing all of this with you guys is because these are all things that I share with in detail on my social media. And I can't tell if anyone can hear me. I think I'm freezing up. Ugh. Okay, we'll try one more time. Can I get some thumbs up if people can hear me? Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what's going on. My internet is just like cutting out, but hopefully we can get through this. So the reason that I wanted to share my story with you guys tonight is because these are all things that I share in detail on my social media. And it's not easy because I have been through some pretty hard stuff in my life. And I wanted to talk to you guys about how to share your story and put a positive spin on it and make it inspirational and make it so that people can connect with you. So one of the things that I really love to do is share about anything that I'm struggling with, really. But for the let's say, take for example my emotional eating issues, also my binge eating issues. I have a binge eating disorder, so that's something that I've always struggled with since I was a little kid. And I share that, but I also talk about how I overcome it, even if I'm struggling with it right at that very moment, I'm honest with people and I say, hey, I'm really having a hard time with this, and this is my plan to overcome this. Or it's great that I have this supportive community who are always backing me up, because you always want to take it and put a little spin onto it that makes it positive. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of fragmented right now. I don't have a whole lot prepared, but anyway, so definitely, things like talking about eating disorders or talking about your say, I don't even know, like I posted about when my dog was dying, you know, or posting about I how it feels to lose a parent, or how it feels to I mean, these are all just my examples, but it is a really, really powerful way to connect with people one-on-one. And social media is full of everyone's highlight reel, you know, everybody is just sunshine and roses and their life is just great, but that's not actually what life is like. And so when you're scrolling down and you read something that's powerful and that's vulnerable and that's raw, that's really going to connect with people and start and you know, make them realize, like, wow, you're a real person. You're not just sweaty selfies and, you know, workout videos. You're a real person who has real struggles and real, you know, issues in their life, but you have still overcome this, and you are still, you know, rising every day over and over. And so I really want to tell you guys that it's powerful. I mean, it's emotionally and mentally just like, it's freeing to be able to talk about these things. And who cares what people think, you know? I mean, I hope that most of us are past that point, but if you're struggling with what people are thinking of you or what you're posting or anything like that, personal development is going to be huge for you. It should be part of your day every day, but it's definitely been a really huge part of my journey. And so let's see, what else is I going to talk about? I also wanted to talk a little bit tonight about using Facebook interest groups. I know that probably some of you do this and some of you don't, but for your business and growing your network and building new friendships and relationships, I use Facebook groups almost exclusively to grow my network. I add new friends from my groups, and you can just go into the groups tab on your Facebook, and then there's like an explore tab, and just search for your interests. So like, I'm a mom and I love dogs and I love pizza and I love Harry Potter, and I am very open about all of those things. But so I actually have a Facebook moms group it's a pretty close-knit group of moms. We've all been friends for a couple of years now in this group, and I have probably 10 challengers that and 2 of my coaches are from this group. And but the thing is, I mean, you can go through and you add the friends, but also post in the groups, you know, show your interest, comment on people's posts, because when you're friends with someone in a Facebook group, their posts show up first on your timeline, or on their timeline, your posts, your personal posts. Facebook makes that connection, and so they're way more likely to see your posts. They're way more likely to interact with your posts just because you're interacting with them in a group. It doesn't ever have to be about Beachbody. I don't go into these groups and I just talk about Beachbody. I go into these groups and I ask questions about, oh, what would you do if, you know, your 2-year-old wouldn't stop climbing the refrigerator? Because mine won't do that. She's always on top there. Or, you know, things like that. But you just form a relationship with these people in a natural setting like this Facebook group, and naturally over time they'll start seeing your posts about what you're doing with your fitness groups, and they'll start coming to you because they have that trust in you, because you're a friend and they believe in you. So that is so crazy important, I think, in my business. I have groups for the specific breed of dog that I have. I have groups for You know, cooking healthy. I have just so many. And I don't run the groups personally. Some of them I do, most I don't. But it's just having that community and people seeing your posts in there, and it's just going to build that trust in you. So, does anyone have any questions or want to talk about anything? I don't have a ton. I feel like I should have had more planned, but yeah, no questions. Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys want me to talk about, or should we just call it a night? Everyone's so quiet. All right. Well, you guys, that was really all I had. I just kind of flew through it, so I'm sorry if it was like not a full, solid drag, But I want to say thanks a lot for hopping on, and I hope you all have a great night. And yeah, thanks for joining us. I am going to end the call. Did you have a question? Nope. Okay. All right. See you guys. Thank you.